Maxx Crosby to the Dallas Cowboys trade rumors are back, and this time, it feels different. Not just loud, not just fan noise, but the kind of smoke that makes you stop scrolling and say, wait a second, what if this actually happens? Because when you look at where the Cowboys are right now, where the Raiders are headed, and what Maxx Crosby himself has been saying and doing, this rumor refuses to die, and Cowboys Nation is buzzing for a reason. Let's start with the obvious truth nobody in Dallas wants to ignore anymore. This defense is missing one thing that changes everything: a true, game-wrecking edge rusher who doesn't need help, doesn't need scheme pressure, and doesn't disappear when offenses know he's coming. Micah Parsons is elite, but Micah shouldn't have to do everything. Every single snap, every single third down, every single must-stop drive, it's all on him. And smart offenses are adjusting. They chip him. They slide protection. They make someone else beat them. That's where the Cowboys hit a wall. Now imagine this for a second. Micah Parsons on one side, Maxx Crosby on the other. Offensive coordinators don't sleep. Quarterbacks don't relax. Left tackles panic. Right tackles panic. There is no safe side anymore. That's not just a defensive upgrade, that's a nightmare scenario for the rest of the NFC. And that's why these rumors won't go away. Maxx Crosby isn't just any pass rusher. This isn't hype. This is production, effort, leadership, and chaos rolled into one player. He plays every snap like it's personal. He leads the league in pressures year after year. He doesn't take plays off. He doesn't disappear late in games. And most importantly, he plays angry. The Cowboys defense has talent, but Crosby brings something different. He brings an edge. He brings an identity. Now let's talk about the Raiders' side of this, because that's where things get interesting. The Raiders are in a weird spot. Not quite rebuilding, not quite contending, and constantly resetting direction. Coaching changes, quarterback uncertainty, and a roster that doesn't fully line up on a timeline. Maxx Crosby is the heart and soul of that team, but even elite players eventually want clarity. They want a plan. They want a window to win. And here's the key part: Crosby has already said he wants to win. He's said it publicly. He's talked about legacy. He's talked about competing for championships. That doesn't mean he wants out, but it does mean the pressure is on the Raiders to prove they're moving forward, not sideways. Dallas, on the other hand, is in win-now mode whether they admit it or not. Dak Prescott's window matters. Micah Parsons' rookie contract clock matters. The core of this team matters right now. And when you're in that position, you don't sit around waiting for good enough. You swing big. This is where Jerry Jones enters the chat. We've seen this movie before. When Jerry smells a legacy move, when he sees a chance to flip the narrative, he gets aggressive. He doesn't do it quietly either. And adding Maxx Crosby wouldn't just be a football move, it would be a statement. It would tell the league, tell the locker room, and tell the fans that the Cowboys are done playing it safe. The big question everyone asks immediately is it even realistic? And the answer is yes, but it wouldn't be cheap. The Raiders would ask for premium draft capital. We're talking first-round picks. Possibly multiple. Maybe a player included. This is the kind of deal that hurts on paper but pays off on Sundays. And Dallas actually has more flexibility than people realize, especially if they restructure contracts, move money around, and commit fully to a defensive identity built around pressure. Because here's the truth Cowboys fans don't always want to hear: elite pass rushers don't hit the market. You don't just draft Maxx Crosby. You don't just develop him easily. When a chance comes to pair two generational edge players in their prime, you at least pick up the phone. And think about Dan Quinn's defense for a second. His system thrives on speed, pressure, and forcing quarterbacks into mistakes. He loves rotating fronts, stunts, overloads, and confusion. Now give him Micah Parsons and Maxx Crosby at the same time. There are only so many blockers. Someone is always free. Someone is always winning. That turns average corners into playmakers and good safeties into ball hawks. Suddenly, Dallas isn't hoping for turnovers. They're forcing them. But let's address the elephant in the room. Why now? Why are these rumors coming back again? Because the timing makes sense. The Cowboys are at a crossroads. Fans are frustrated with playoff exits. The front office knows the pressure is real. And the Raiders, whether they admit it or not, may be heading toward another reset. When those paths cross, rumors turn into conversations. And don't ignore the player-driven side of the NFL anymore. Stars talk. Agents talk. Front offices listen. If Crosby ever signals even the slightest openness to a new challenge, teams like Dallas are ready to move fast. Now imagine the impact beyond the field. Jersey sales explode. National attention skyrockets. Primetime games feel different. The Cowboys instantly become one of the most feared defenses in football, not debated, not hyped, but respected. Of course, there are risks. Draft picks matter. Cap space matters. And chemistry always matters. But championship teams take calculated risks. Safe teams stay good. Bold teams chase great. And ask yourself this honestly: when was the last time the Cowboys won because they were aggressive instead of cautious? Because they took the best player available, not the most comfortable option. Maxx Crosby to Dallas wouldn't just be a trade. It would be a shift in mindset. Now here's the part where things get even more interesting. If this move happens, it doesn't just affect the Cowboys and Raiders. It shakes the entire NFC. Suddenly, Philadelphia has to rethink protection schemes. San Francisco has to adjust game plans. Detroit, Green Bay, everyone feels it. Because pressure like that changes games before the ball is even snapped. Quarterbacks rush throws. Drives stall. Play calling gets conservative. And that's when defenses take over seasons. Is it guaranteed? No. Is it easy? Absolutely not. But is it possible? More than people want to admit. And that's why this rumor won't die. Because deep down, Cowboys fans know exactly what this team is missing. And deep down, the front office knows it too. The question isn't whether Maxx Crosby fits in Dallas. The question is whether Dallas is ready to go all in. So now I want to hear from you. Would you trade major draft capital for Maxx Crosby if it meant pairing him with Micah Parsons? Would you risk the future for a real shot right now? Or do you think this is just another rumor that will fade away? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if this idea gets you fired up, and make sure you're subscribed, because if this rumor turns into real news, you already know we'll be all over it the second it breaks.